Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of A Dash of Sports, episode 31. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and on this show is where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories. And if you like the previous episodes, then hey, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Also remember to press the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you need a recap of all the Premier League games just before the international break, don't forget my show, my Premier League review show, which is where I'll be able to give you all the results and roundups of all the games from game week 8. And I'll leave the link in the description area so you'll be able to go and check that out. And one more thing, remember, sharing is caring. So don't forget to share this. Yeah! Come on, let's get this show started because it's a celebration today as we celebrate Lewis Hamilton's 7th championship win. 7-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton. Hey man, he deserves it. He should be knighted, to be fair. And that's the question I'm going to be putting to you guys today. Should Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, be knighted? And also, is he now considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time in Formula 1 racing? Well, it wasn't all happy days for the Brits. From celebrations to commiserations as Kell Brook lost in dramatic fashion to Terrence Crawford as he once again tried to step up to the elite level. Now, the question I want to ask for today is it the end of Kell Brook? Is he going to quit? Is he going to retire? Because I don't know how he's going to be able to continue after this. And then next I'm going to be rounding things up with some football and who's looking forward to the Premier League returning. Well, as an Arsenal fan, but I know one set of fans that are definitely dreading the return of the Premier League, and that's Liverpool fans. What's going on at Anfield? Man, injuries and oh my goodness, a whole load of things. And with that being said, I'm going to be discussing all the dramas surrounding the players during the international break and upon their return to Premier League action. So more to be discussed here on A Dash of Sports.
To do it, mate. What a way to win your 7th world title. Mate, you have got to be proud of that. What an awesome drive. Now for all the kids out there who dream the impossible, you can do it too, man. I believe in you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support.
Oh man, what a champion! What a champion! So Lewis Hamilton won his 7th Formula 1 World Championship title, equaling Michael Schumacher, who is pretty much considered one of the greatest racers of all time. And now Lewis Hamilton stands side by side. Some may say just ahead because he's won more races than Michael Schumacher. So I don't know, but for me, I just want to see him win that one more title just to get to that 8th title, and then he's clear, gone. No one can even debate that he's the GOAT. This coming from a man who's been campaigning for change when it comes to human rights, diversity, and also environmental issues just shows you. It's just testament of the champion that he is, because you'd think to yourself that he should be solely concentrating on trying to win, you know, trying to be the champion, trying to be the F1 champion. But he's still got a load of other things going on. But still, his mindset, that focus to be like, once he gets onto the track, he's going to deliver. Now, Lewis Hamilton was in a class of his own during this Turkish Grand Prix. Like, he was cautious when it was necessary, reading the race and pouncing when it mattered before taking control and winning it. Now, it's not just the Turkish Grand Prix, he's been amazing throughout the whole championship. And now, as we've seen, he's got his 7 titles, same as Michael Schumacher, but now that I see the fact that he's won more races, it kind of puts him just above Michael Schumacher, which, you know, hey, that's GOAT status now. Lewis Hamilton, you know. Now this is just further testament of the 7-time champion, the man himself, Lewis Hamilton, who sent a real heartfelt message after the race on his Instagram, just basically saying that, you know, he had a lot of thoughts in his mind before the race, not only just thinking about the 7th championship winning race, but also thinking about his continuous fight for diversity and equality. No matter where you're from, where you come from, what color you are, you can be successful within the sport and also out of the sport. This is what he's all about. And man, if he can't get a knighthood after this, and it's not just about the racing, it's all about the work that he's been doing, you know, outside of the sport as well. If he doesn't get a knighthood from this, I don't know, man. He deserves it. He deserves it. Well, there's currently now a campaign as a group of MPs have called for the Prime Minister to recommend Lewis Hamilton for a knighthood. Sir Geoffrey Donaldson MP, chair of all-party parliamentary group on Formula 1, recently mentioned that this is the right time to do this. Now listen, I'm all for Lewis Hamilton receiving a knighthood off the back of his achievements from Formula 1 racing, and who else recently comes to mind? Mo Farah. Mo Farah also received his knighthood based on his achievement of athletics. So listen, I just think that Hamilton's done a little bit more to warrant that knighthood, but you know, the decision lies with whoever makes those decisions, whether it's the Queen or whoever it is. But come on, surely Sir Lewis Hamilton has a nice ring to it though, right? But hey, answer me these 2 questions, man. I've got 2 questions to ask, and the first one is Lewis Hamilton the greatest Formula 1 racer of all time? Is he the GOAT? And the second one is, does he deserve a knighthood? Now these questions are easy, man, but I want to get your insight, I want to get your take on things. Put your answers down below, put your comments below, and let me know. Is he the GOAT, and does he deserve a knighthood? And now moving on to the world of boxing, and listen, I just want to start off by saying, unlucky Kell Brook, man. Look, man, shout out Kell Brook. He tried, man. He's been trying to climb the elite ladder, but it's just not easy, man. It's not easy. He tried to fight the likes of Triple G, tried to fight the likes of Errol Spence Jr. Obviously, you got Sean Porter as well. But yeah, man, it's just not easy. It's not easy at all. Now, just listen to those names that I've just mentioned. Okay, Sean Porter he beat, fair enough. But Errol Spence Jr. couldn't get past him. Then the fight before that was with Triple G, who just basically messed up his eye. And I think that affected him also in the Errol Spence Jr. fight as well. So he's coming into this fight now after a lengthy layoff due to, you know, obviously the COVID-19 and so forth and so forth. But a lengthy layoff nonetheless. And then he goes to fight, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world, Terrence Crawford. Sheesh. Well, Terrence Crawford managed to stop Kell Brook inside 4 rounds of their WBO welterweight title fight in Las Vegas last Saturday. A right hook from Crawford sent Brook spiraling into the ropes before the champion closed the show clinically and quickly by landing a flurry of punches. Brook was battling for an all-time great British result on foreign shores, but instead Crawford delivered a demonstration of why he's considered one of the world's pound-for-pound top boxers. Now, it's such a shame, man. It's such a shame that I'm reporting the fact that Kell Brook lost, because the first three rounds, I would say Kell Brook was handling himself. That jab was causing Crawford a bit of a problem, a small issue, small problem. And, you know, he's fighting on a counter, so it had Crawford second guessing. But I would say halfway point of the 3rd round, Crawford made his adjustments, went from orthodox to unorthodox. And then once he went into the 4th round, that was it, man. Next thing that we saw was a right hook. It was a bit of like a straight right hook, right on the eye socket, which I'm thinking right now, I feel like that eye socket is still not majorly healed. It's still causing him problems. And if that is the case, then Kell Brook is really going to have to reevaluate and think about his career. But anyway, that punch landed, connected, had him stumble into the ropes. Referee stopped it, gave him the standing count. And then we all know, man, when it comes to Terrence Crawford, he's one of the best finishers out there, and he just pounced. And the referee had no choice. He even said it, like, once he was giving him his standing count, like, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. And then Kell Brook just got done over, man. 4 rounds. Man, But once again, man, I got to commend Kell Brook because, listen, there's fighters out there that will definitely avoid these names. Triple G, Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford, all in aid of trying to climb that elite ladder. But it's just a tough ask, man. A tough, tough ask. And hey, he tried and he did not succeed. And I also rate him for the fact that after the fight, he was interviewed. He didn't need to answer these questions, mind you. He didn't need to, but he was interviewed and he was asked between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, who would win? Who is the tougher opponent? And he was just like, listen, he's just finished having a fight with Terrence Crawford, so he can't give you an overview right there and then. But all he just knows is both fighters are the best. The top two fighters, pretty much the top two fighters that he's rating at the moment. And it's all to be seen. Now, the question I want to end this topic with is Kell Brook going to call it a day? Is he going to quit? Is he going to retire? Because I just can't see him losing like this again. Because, like I mentioned earlier on, that eye socket, or both eye sockets, they're not fully healed. They can't be, because the punch he received wasn't a great punch, but it did something to him. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I think that the eye sockets are causing him a problem. If you've got better insight and you know exactly how he's recovered from that eye injury, then let me know, man. Put your comments down below. But I don't think he's fully recovered. So what's next for him? Is he going to try and fight at that elite level again and receive another beatdown? And it doesn't look likely that he's interested in these fights at a lower level. The only fight that I can see that can still keep him motivated and still keep him going is the Amir Khan fight. If he's able to get that fight, then I can see him carrying on. But if he doesn't get that fight, I actually think he's going to retire. I don't know when or how soon he will announce it, but I think he's going to retire. But let me know what you think. Do you think he should retire? Do you think his time is done? You know, 39 fights, 3 defeats. It's not a bad record. It's not a bad record, but I just don't think he's going to be able to take another, brutal defeat at the elite level. And the only way I can see him staying around and sticking around is if he can get that Amir Khan fight. But let me know, man. Put your comments down below and let me know. And finally, last but not least, moving on to some football. And who's looking forward to the Premier League making its return? Now, despite how indifferent Arsenal's been, I can't stand international football. So, man, bring it on. Bring the Premier League back. But there's certain fans out there that might not be feeling so optimistic or feeling happy about the Premier League coming back because, Liverpool, man, they're going through some madness right now. Injuries. Their whole back line is injured. Robertson's been injured during the international break. Obviously, you got Gomez injured. Virgil van Dijk's injured. Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured. Is Fabinho still injured, or is he making his way back? If he's still injured, then he's out. He can't slot in there. Then it was recently reported that the young centre-back Reece Williams was also injured. He injured his hip, but apparently he was taken off due to precautionary measures. But still, that's still another defender that they possibly could have put in to secure or help, put paper over the cracks. But this is mad. Then we're going on to the likes of Mo Salah, who apparently went to Egypt on international duty and then went to a party, a family member's party, contracted COVID-19, and then maybe a week later or so, tested again and still tested positive for COVID-19. Man, it is just crazy. And then you've also got Firmino, who apparently tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. So it's just crazy out here. Man, Klopp must be pulling at his hair, man. He must be pulling his hair out because you think to yourself, right, he's had about 3 to 4 seasons where literally no major injuries. Everybody's been blessed, but now all of a sudden they just one by one, they're just dropping like flies. And it's not just the injuries either. It's like, obviously this virus is real. People are catching the virus, and you got the likes of Mane, Mo Salah, Thiago, Firmino, 4 players in the team contracting the virus. And if you think about it, man, the medical team, they've been stealing a living Now they got to earn their P, boy, because, man, they got to get all of these players back fit and ready to play. But don't get it twisted though, it's not just Liverpool that are going through their madness. You got the likes of like Arsenal, my team, who are going through their own issues as well. You got Mohamed El Nene, who tested positive for COVID-19. Then you got Willian, who jetted off to Dubai and he wasn't supposed to without permission. And then you got Aubameyang. Now, this isn't funny, but it's funny at the same time. They had a match, Gabon had a match against Gambia. The whole of the Gabon international football team were held at the airport for about 5 to 6 hours. They held onto their passports. And within that time, obviously there was nowhere to rest. So you saw some of the players sprawled out on the floor, laying down. Aubameyang was obviously taking pictures and footages. And that's just real bad, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like star players like Aubameyang, in an airport, laying down on the floor. Well, he didn't personally, but you know, his teammates on the floor in discomfort, and these can cause injuries as well. There's rumors that allegedly that this was all a tactic by Gambia to help them win the game, which they did win. It was in the qualifiers of the African Cup of Nations, and they actually won the game. And then you got the likes of Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, who after all his hard work and dedication trying to help these young kids, you know, get a meal and be fed, you got the likes of the Daily Mail once again reporting this nonsense. Now look, Rashford, he's a highly paid professional footballer who can do whatever he wants with his money. So it was reported that he bought himself 5 new homes that was worth about £2 million. And the Daily Mail were reporting it as if like maybe he might be touching the charity money, or his involvement with the charities somewhat has led to him getting the homes, or he should be concentrating more on these charities and not buying these homes. Like, let the guy live. Let the young man live. Let him do what he's doing. And Raheem Sterling was right, man. He was completely right. And how the media handle these reports, how they handle the tabloids. Because why shouldn't he be able to buy homes if he wants to do so? Why does it need to be mentioned in a certain way that, oh, it's corrupt or he's doing some shady stuff? Let the guy live, man. Let the guy live. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Listen, this guy's doing more than enough. More than enough to help. Helping kids to be fed. Helping them to get a meal. And now I'm hearing that he's going to go into a next initiative regarding like reading and getting young kids to read. And I can't wait to hear more about that. So leave the guy alone, man. Let him do what he's doing. Marcus Rashford, go and buy 5 more homes as well. And let them talk, man. Let them keep talking. And then you got Pogba. Pogba. Every time he goes on international break, international football, there's always something coming back about how he's not happy at United, how he's having a better time with France. Every time he goes with France, it's much more of a family atmosphere. He's having a good time. He's playing football with a smile on his face. But then when he's back at United, it's like all doom and gloom. Like, United fans, let me know, man. Put your comments down below. How do you actually feel about that? Because when you're hearing all these rumours about Pogba talking up against United, how are you lot feeling? Now, I know that not everything is true. You know, a lot of stuff in the tabloids is just all make-believe and, you know, all made up. But some of the stuff, he's actually come openly in interviews, you know, in front of journalists, and he said a load of stuff against United. How do you lot feel about this? Because, man, it just seems like he's unhappy. And how long are you lot going to keep him, man? You lot probably going to have to sell him on pretty soon. I've been hearing that United are prepared to actually reduce the fee on Pogba to try and get him like 60 mil. Is Pogba worth 60 mil? I don't know. Maybe not. We'll just see. But thank God this international break has finished, because, oh man, it was just a pure headache watching international football. Although there was a couple of good games, but I just can't get into it. But that's just me. That's just my opinion and how I feel about the international break. But let me know anyway. Give me all your comments. Put them down below. How have you been dealing with the international break? Also, Lewis Hamilton, world champion for the 7th time. Congratulations to him. Let me know how you feel about that. Kell Brook losing. Should he retire or should he not? Let me know about that, man. Put all your comments down below. I appreciate it all the time. And be sure to know that I do respond to your comments. So put your comments down below and I will respond. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today. And if you've made it this far into the show, I truly appreciate your love and support. Thank you so much for watching. And if you need further information about future episodes or just your day-to-day sporting updates, hey, come on, man, you know what to do. Come check me out on Instagram, and I'm also on Twitter, which is @sports. I'll leave it down below here @sports, and I'll also leave it in my description. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me get these subs up. I truly appreciate it. And until the next time here on @sports, peace.